Well, hello there, friends. I hope you like coleslaw. I love it, especially with ribs. So I made an amazing coleslaw for you. I'm going to show you how to make it. It's got apple in there, and red cabbage, and red onion, and it's amazing. And I'm showing you how to make a beautiful dressing. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring the bell. Stay tuned, friends. I'm going to show you how to make the best coleslaw in the world. Okay, friends, well, I'm going to show you how to make my coleslaw. I love it. Oh, it's delicious. I got a little secret at the end. I'll show you what I do with it. Some of you are going to love it. Some of you are like, maybe not so much. So, I got red cabbage, I got white cabbage, I got carrots, I got scallions, apple, red onion. Let me get going. So, if you're comfortable with a paring knife, you can remove the core. It's not difficult to do. You keep your thumb on the thumb on the root end, and you remove it. See, it's not that difficult to remove. But if you're not comfortable doing that, then skip it. Don't do it. Boom, and just cut it in half. Okay. And then what you can do now, you can take actually I missed it. You know, you take it right there. You see, and you get rid of it. All right? You didn't get rid of it that good because I missed the whole thing, but you got the idea. All right, so if you're not comfortable doing what I just did right there, then just cut it in half. All right? So now what do? We can cut it with a knife. I am very comfortable cutting it with a knife. You don't have to make it that thin. By the way, this is the offset deli slices that I love so much. And you can see it doesn't have to be that thin. If you want it to be thinner, then you do with a mandolino. If you're not that comfortable with using a knife, sometimes the outer leaf is a little too flimsy, so I take it out. So I think, friends, this is all we need. Now, what I do with the red cabbage, friends, I take it and I put it in ice water because I get rid of some of that violet color. I got a little too much ice in there. But you get the idea. It doesn't have to be that much ice. And then I get rid of the color. Otherwise, what it does, it gives too much color to my coleslaw. It's kind of like a pink coleslaw. So if you like a pink coleslaw, then you go right ahead and use it. But I don't really like it that way. So I'm going to take the cabbage out of the way from now, clean up my cutting board, and let's go to the next item that we're going to use. All right, friends? And my hands are going to be purple, so give me a second. I'm going to wash it. So like I said, you don't have to cut it. I see people cutting it way too thick. And I don't think it should be that thick, but it should not be that thin either. Then you do it with a mandolin, then it's so thin, then actually you don't have any more texture. So let's clean up. Remember, every time we finish with one item, now I'm going to do more, of course. I'm going to do at least a half of that red cabbage. But I just don't want to spend too much time. We'll do exactly the same thing with the white. The onion, same exact thing here, my friends. And I use a red onion because they don't necessarily need to be cooked. If I don't need to cook an onion, then I think the red onion is better. Or if you are right now in the season of Vidalia onion, you can also use Vidalia onion. Remember, the onion, we remove the core, both of them. And then we put it down. And then what we're going to do, friends, we're going to cut it. Remember, with the line. That means not against the grain. And we're going to do the same thing and very thin. Remember I showed you that in the how to cut everything in the video that we did with the knife class. If you take your knife, put it down, boom, boom, boom. Very simple, okay? Now, if you think those are going to be too long for you, the pieces, then you cut them in half, okay? It's up to you. Right? So there's nothing wrong with taking it right now and cut it in half. Now you have shorter pieces of onion. All right, so that's for the onion. All right, remember, always with the grain. Don't cut against the grain. And they got not the same texture. All right, carrots. What I'm going to do with the carrots, I'm going to continue to do all these later. Carrots, I'm just going to take a cheese grater, and I'm going to put it upside down. I mean, I'm not going to go straight like that. I'm going to go in an angle. And if I go in an angle, be careful now. Yeah, you know what I mean, right? Not too many beers, eh? This after. And then you get kind of long strips a little bit, okay? No big secret here, nothing special about it. All right, so we're gonna take this and we're gonna put it in this bowl. Okay, and we're gonna clean up our area. So we're done. So I have nothing in front of the camera. Next item we're gonna do is the scallion. And the scallion, friends, what I'm gonna do with the scallion is I'm gonna cut it super, super thin. And I take my regular chef's knife, get rid of the root end right there. And now you can cut it very thin, you see? Very, very thin, friends. Very, very, very thin. And what you end up having is a bunch of really, really cool little circles. Then you put in your coleslaw. It's got to be very thin because two big pieces of scallion that is not cooked is not that pleasant. Or you can also go in an angle. See? In an angle. And then it looks a little cooler. It looks a little nicer, cooler. I don't know if that's the name. So we have it right there. All right? So thin, everything delicate. Remember? Everything delicate. That's the idea. Eh? And then we're going to put an apple. And the apple, friends, let me take everything out of the way so I keep my cutting board nice and clean. You know, I like to have it nice and clean. The apple is very simple to peel, folks. You take it, you get the top off like this. You take the bottom off like this. And then all you got to do, you go upside down. Very simple. Now, for this, if you're going to do it in advance, you may need an acidated water. That's a little ice water with lemon in it. All right? And then what we're going to do, we're going to cut it in slices. And then we're going to take those slices, friends, and then we're going to take them, and then we look. And we got nice little thin julienne. You see? No big deal, right? You can all do this, friend. I'm doing it just to show you, but you can all do this. If you're going to do those in advance so they don't turn brown, you put them in acidated water. A little bowl, squeeze of a lemon, put them in there, and they'll stay nice and red. I'm going to cut all this up, and when I come back, we'll make the dressing together. Okay, friends. Well, now I got everything organized, and I was cutting the white cabbage, and white cabbage is so big, you know, you got to make sure you cut them in half, and then cut them in quarter, and then you can remove the root end, and because you don't want pieces to be too big, you know, you're grabbing a spoon of fork of coleslaw, and you got long pieces over there. That'd be me, actually. I eat it in there right on my shirt. So, friends. I don't normally make, I don't measure anything normally, but this time I'm going to measure, okay? So I'm going to do it together. We're going to try anyway. We're starting with a cup of mayonnaise, okay? I use Duke mayonnaise. You can certainly make homemade, and I got a video right there to make homemade mayonnaise. We're going to use a Dijon mustard. And I use a good healthy tablespoon of Dijon mustard, whatever measurement that is. A healthy tablespoon, like a soup spoon. We're going to use a little bit of hot sauce. You don't have to make it hot. It's up to you how hot you want to make it. It's a dash of, excuse me, when I'm in that kick of using Louisiana hot sauce, I like it. Use whatever makes you happy. We're going to use a little sour cream. And what would you say? It's a half a cup of sour cream? Here you go, now it's a half a cup, roughly. No, not exactly perfect over here. Make sure I don't put anything in front of the camera. I don't know. A little salt and pepper, friends, so we don't forget, right? And then we're gonna put a little garlic. Right? And how much garlic you put in? It's up to you, friends. All right, I'm gonna put a little, very chopply fine, very chopply fine. That's a new measurement we have. Very chopply fine, and a little bit of chopped fresh parsley, chopped parsley. All right, we're gonna mix all this up, friends, and then. It's going to be too thick, so you know what I'm going to do to thin it down? Let me put a little more salt in there. What I'm going to do, then, friends, to thin it down, I'm going to put a little buttermilk. Yeah. And then we have a dressing. Then it's so some of you probably like a coleslaw with a vinaigrette. So you know what I'll do? I'll make if you want a vinaigrette, I'll make another recipe for you. Just let me know in a comment, and I'll make you a nice emulsified vinaigrette. It'll be nice also to make a coleslaw with a vinaigrette. Eh? All right. So here we have it. This is what we did here. And we're going to give it a test. And then, let's see if it's any good. You could use a little more hot sauce, eh? Just a little more hot sauce. And then you could use a little more Dijon mustard, eh? So that's why you test, friends, okay? You test. Now, I'm going to do something that a lot of you are not going to like. And you don't have to do it because you don't like it. But I love it. And I'm going to put a little bit of blue cheese. I love blue cheese. If you don't like blue cheese, don't put it in. You know what you could add, though? You could add a little bit of goat cheese. Or a little bit of mascarpone cheese in it. A little creamy Italian mascarpone. It'll be delicious in there. Yeah, no, I'm putting a little blue cheese because I love it. I use a Roquefort, French. You know what's another beautiful blue cheese, friends? Maytag blue cheese, if you can get it. Maytag, you know, like a washer and dryer? It's the same people. They make a washer and dryer and blue cheese. You don't believe me? I bet you don't believe me. It's a true story, friends. You look it up. Google it up. It'll tell you who it is. It's the guy who created the appliances, the Maytag blue cheese. Maytag appliances. He loved blue cheese. He went to France, hired a Roquefort cheesemaker, and guess what? We have it now. It's delicious. If you've never had a Maytag blue cheese, you should give it a try, friends. It's delicious. Oh, yeah. You know what you could put in also in there? It would be kind of nice. I don't want to overwhelm you, but a little bit of prepared horseradish. Just a little bit of prepared horseradish. Mix it up. All right. So here's what we're going to do, friends. We got the white cabbage. That's only half of white cabbage. Then this is, after I washed it, half of a red cabbage. I think it's going to be too much red cabbage. friends. I'm not going to use all this. There's a piece over there. I don't think I'm going to put all this. It's too much. We'll see in a minute. We don't need all this red cabbage. And then we got the onion. This is a half of an onion, red onion. Only half. And then we got the two carrots. Put it in right there, 2 carrots. And then we got the acidified water. That's water with a little lemon juice. That's what it is, acidified. See, I'll teach you English too in this channel. I bet you didn't know, eh? Acidified water? Water and lemon. Sounds fancy when I say it, acidified water. Sound like I know what I'm talking about. Look, we're going to put a little bit of green onion. Right there, green onion. And then, friends, we'll put a little bit of parsley. And see how we go. We're going to mix all this up just like this. And then we're going to introduce the dressing. And let me tell you, friends, this is simple, beautiful coleslaw. Put as much red cabbage as you want. If you think it needs more, you put in more. I think less is more. There's a thing about this, right? Less is more? I don't know. See? It looks nice, doesn't it? What do you think? I think it looks beautiful. What do you think, Jack? You like it? It looks good, right? Jack likes it. He's going to eat it, so. So here we go. Right there, friends. We're looking good, right? All right. So, you know what? We could use a little more black pepper in here. I just have a feeling of it. And I think I could use a little more salt. I know I got it in the dressing, but I'm going to put it in. So, since I never measured anything in my life before when I made this, I'm not sure how am I doing with the dressing, so I'm going to put not all of it yet. Probably going to need it all of it. Let's see what I got here, friends. Okay, because I don't want to overdo it. If I overdo it, you can't take it out. And since I'm making this, you know, by the way, the acidified apple, the lemony apple in there are going to be awesome. Because then they'll cut a little bit of the fat out of it. No, I think we can use it all. I think we can use all the dressing. We're going to use it all, friends. I'm going to continue mixing this, and then we're going to test it, okay? I think it's looking beautiful, friends. I think it's looking beautiful. What do you think? I think it's gorgeous. You really got to mix it up too much, otherwise, well, now, you know what I like also, by the way? This is not something I like to make at the last minute. I think it's even better after a few hours. So don't be afraid of making it in advance, friends, because it's just as good, if not better, a few hours later when all those flavors have had time to get together and marry well together. You see? It's looking beautiful, friends. All right. This is my coleslaw, friends. And I'm going to test it. But it's looking beautiful. It's looking beautiful. Make it 3-4 hours before you need it, friends. Oh, yeah. Since I love blue cheese, it's delicious. Don't worry about it. If you don't like blue cheese, don't put it in. Make the coleslaw like this, my friend. I'll write the recipe. It'll be right underneath the video. I hope you liked it. Remember, thumbs up if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to ring that bell. Thanks for watching, friends. Oh, man, until you test this, you're going to love it. I know you don't really like the blue cheese, but this is like, it's delicious.